one of the topics, Councilmember Riemer, that you are concerned about in terms of digital matters has to do with the access. Because many things are happening in the computers these days, but not everybody has the access to internet or a computer.
Right. Well, I'm very excited to see in our schools we have this Chromebook program. So now in the classroom, kids are learning how to use the internet, to write documents collaboratively together, to create presentations, to do all the things that you need to do in this professional world. But if the school system is going to use laptops more and more, then there's a potential for a problem if you don't have access at home to build upon those skills. And we hear a lot about the gap for access in farmland, in rural communities. And it's true, there is a gap there. But we also have challenge in our urban communities, in our low-income communities. And I want to see our county government working hard to provide access to low-income families in the county so that their children and parents can be on the internet.
We did a national survey where we found that I think it was over 75% of all homework required access to the internet. Jessica Rosenworth, who has done work with us, and she's fabulous. She's an FCC commissioner. Calls it the homework gap, because in the survey that we did, and we had a briefing on it with Jessica, we found that Latinos were most likely to say that their grade was lower because they couldn't finish their homework because they didn't have access to the internet.
Oh, wow.
Latinos were also most likely to use their cell phone to do their homework, to do their college applications, and to do any sort of research. And if you've ever tried to type on cell phones, you understand that that's a real challenge. And then the last thing is that when you go by a McDonald's or a Starbucks late at night, you see some kid hunched up against it because that's the only way that they could access the internet, even on their phones, to do college applications. So it's not an even playing field in terms of access.
It's a big issue.
Yes.
What are we going to do about it?
So I think if we could have free Wi-Fi on buses, in public, downtowns, in public housing, I think that begins to really provide, some more of the services. But we have a long ways to go. I
appreciate your innovative thought into addressing this issue, and to be able to put it on buses is brilliant, because in our communities we use the bus more than any other community.
Right.
And it's very interesting that in Coachella, a superintendent of schools did it with the school buses, because it was in a rural area. Kids were on the buses for up to 2 hours.
Wow.
Being bused home, and they actually were staying on the buses going farther so they could finish their homework projects. So I think that's brilliant. I think there are other things. You go to a public library and you could pretty much borrow anything at the library, from a book to DVD players if you use them, to laptops. But why not a hotspot that they could take home?
Oh, wow.
Why not be able to set up homework clubs where several students can use the same hotspot from different schools? And it also brings the community together in a learning environment, and hopefully gets parents more involved with what's happening in their children's lives. So
I like that idea.
I think there's a lot of things that we could explore. I would love to be part of any kind of pilot here. And like I said, Jessica Rosenworth would love to sit down to have a cafecito with us.